Melanie and happy Monday and welcome to Mask Monday. So I have another facial mask to review with you guys, and today I'm going to be talking about the Lather White Clay Deep Pore Cleansing Mask. This is a detoxifying mask for oily or acne prone skin. So here is the container. I did get this product off of Octoly, so I applied to Lather to be able to review this. I have now reviewed quite a few things from Lather. Every time that something pops up on Octoly from them, I'm immediately drawn to the brand because I've just had such good luck with everything that I've tried from them. And I feel like they are extremely generous with their size of their products. I think that value for what you are spending is very important, and I think they give you a really good amount of product for the price that they charge for their skincare. It's not a crazy expensive skincare line, but it is also not necessarily drugstore prices. I would consider it definitely more of like a mid-range line. So I'm going to link this mask down below. Thank you again to Lather for allowing me to review another product for them. So also, if you're curious about Octoly, I will put a video down below that explains Octoly to you, how it works and all of that kind of stuff. So the White Clay Deep Pore Cleansing Mask was one that really got me excited because, as most of you guys know, I have extremely oily skin. I am 38 years old, but my skin still produces oil the way that it did when I was like 14. It's great in that it's wonderful for aging. I think that my skin is aging a lot better than perhaps if it was extremely dry. Oily skin tends to age a little bit slower, so I do have that going for me, but it's also an annoying thing to deal with because it really does limit the type of products that I can use on my skin in terms of foundations. I have to be careful about the powders that I use, and I just generally have to look in the mirror periodically to make sure that it doesn't look like someone sprayed Crisco on my face. I will have to blot oftentimes at least once a day to sort of sop up that extra oil that comes through. So a mask that is designed to help with that oil is something that is really intriguing to me. Now, at the same time, I am very careful with masks that are designed for oily skin because I know some of those masks can just overly dry your skin out, and you don't want that either. You do not want your skin to think that it is bone dry, because you are going to ramp up your oil production even more. So I'm gonna tell you some tips and tricks to using a clay-based mask when you are extremely oily to prevent your skin from going nuts and overproducing oil again. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. First, I wanna talk about the product itself. It does come in a 4-ounce container, which once again is a really generous amount. Here is the product in the container. I have used this 3 times now since receiving it in the mail. It does have a fragrance. The fragrance that you're smelling is tea tree oil. It is not a perfume or anything like that. There are no artificial fragrances that are infused into the Lather products. They are paraben-free, mineral oil-free, fragrance-free products. They don't like to put a lot of the bad stuff into their skincare products. With that being said, this is also not a product that you are going to be able to keep around for 3-4 years. Once you open this, you probably want to plan on finishing it within probably at the most 1.5 years. So keep that in mind. So you do get an insanely generous amount, probably enough to where you could dole out to some of your friends and have them try the mask as well. So the key ingredients in here, I wrote down some information so that I could be sure to not miss anything to mention to you guys. So this is also a vegetarian formula, by the way. It is not vegan, but it is vegetarian. So for those of you, if that is important to you, there's that information. So kaolin clay is the main ingredient here. So this is a type of clay that is really good at absorbing oil and pore clogging debris. It will basically pull that stuff out of your skin. They also have bentonite clay in here, and bentonite clay is really good at removing a dead skin cell, improving your overall skin texture, so it's going to take a lot of that roughness away, and it also helps improve the radiance of your skin, which is really a good thing. Aloe and sea algae are also two of the main ingredients in here, and those are wonderful because they actually help to soothe and moisturize the skin. So you're not just sucking the oil out with this particular mask, you're also infusing the skin with some good hydrating ingredients as well. Aloe is wonderful for hydrating the skin. You know, it can just really soothe things and make your skin feel incredibly soft. So I love that that is in there. And I've already mentioned this, but tea tree oil is one of the other main ingredients. Tea tree oil basically helps to kill bacteria. So if you are someone who deals with blemishes, whether you're a teenager or even someone in their 40s or 50s, this mask is going to help heal those blemishes. That tea tree oil is going to go deep into your pores, fight the bacteria and dirt that are causing those blemishes, and help to break that up. The tea tree smell in here is pretty strong, but it's not totally overwhelming. So just know that if you don't really care for that really strong scent, you're gonna get that in here. So in terms of application, so I have found that the best way for me to use a clay mask is to obviously clean my face, dry my face, and then apply a nice thin layer to the skin. I don't glob it on, you know, I really smooth it out, nice even layer. And then I leave the mask on for a maximum of 8 minutes. I know that sounds really precise, but definitely no more than 10 minutes, you guys, because I think at that point you are starting to pull too much oil out of the skin, and that's when you can get that really dry, tight feeling after using a mask. So that means that in some areas of your face, this might not be completely dry by the time that you are ready to rinse it off. I don't want the mask to be cracking and flaking off my face. When you do that, you are just pulling way too much out of your skin. So I like to just leave it on there for about 5 to 8 minutes, just kind of depends on if my skin is a little bit more dry. Right now, about 8 minutes was the perfect amount of time for this one. And then I rinse it off with a just warm washcloth. I use a bamboo washcloth that's really soft. Get all of that off, and then I immediately follow up with a toner to help sort of balance my skin again, and then I will go in with my nightly skincare regimen. So no matter what I'm using from whatever line, I go right in with that skincare, and I seal everything off with marula or cacao oil at the end. It just kind of depends on what I feel like using that night, but I always put that oil on my face to seal that moisture in, and I just never have any problems with my skin overproducing oil that way when I use a clay mask. I used to use clay masks. If you guys will remember the mint julep mask, man, I would put that thing on my face and leave it on there for like 30 minutes, and my skin felt like painfully dry afterwards. But I thought, success. I've pulled all the oil out. Well, that's great, but 2 days later, I was like oilier than ever before because my skin was thinking, oh my gosh, you have no moisture at all. Overproduce the sebum. So just make sure you're not leaving these masks on for too long is the kind of the point that I want to get across to you. And then make sure you use a good moisturizer afterwards. I know that seems counterintuitive to put moisture back in, but it's a really good idea to help prevent production of oil going forward. So that is the mask. I really like it. I highly recommend it to those of you that are extremely oily or do have acne prone skin. I would not recommend a clay mask like this to people who have dry skin. If you're sensitive, it should be safe for sensitive skin, but if you are extremely dry, you don't need a mask like this. You need the honey mask that I mentioned last week or the week before. that's the mask that you need. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions at all. Thank you so much for watching. A huge thank you to Octoly and Lather for allowing me to try this product. And I'm excited to use it going forward as well. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.